You're not alone.
You're not alone.
You're not alone.
You're not alone.
If you're a teen living with cancer,
There's a place where you can talk.
with other teens.
You are not alone.
My career goals are to eventually break into film, maybe start my own production company, just find steady work as an actor. Being a water baby, I was in the sun a lot, and that's one of the reasons I did get cancer. I had melanoma. It was level 4. If they caught it a month later, I probably would have been having to do a lot of chemo. I almost would have been dead. They said that the prognosis was that bad, but they caught it just in time, luckily. Groop was an online resource for teenagers who had cancer. And being that I had cancer, and I really didn't have anywhere to go because the American Cancer Society, a lot of their stuff is geared towards adults with cancer. And the wellness community just came up with this thing for kids and teenagers who weren't really able to get out of the house, who had trouble getting back into school, where they could talk to other kids and teens about their problems and the treatments they were going through and how they felt alone. And then even for the parents, because parents really don't understand, I think, the mentality of what kids are going through with that. And when parents log on to Groop, they have the ability to explore how kids might be feeling with this disease and the troubles they're going through at school, being made fun of, and how parents can help teens deal with that if they're feeling left out, if they feel alone, if they're feeling depressed. And not only that, but physically, they give you diet plans on there, exercises, things to do, so you can get better quicker and feel better, not only mentally, but physically.
It's tough.
It isn't easy.
Living with cancer is hard.
Now there's a place where you can talk with other teens.
People who know what it's like.
To go through treatment.
Miss school.
Go back to school.
Feel different.
Grouploop.org.
A safe place to connect with other teens.
To get support and hope.
There aren't any kids around here who have cancer, so I don't know anyone my age, at least, who's had cancer from here. So I just got on there and I met other kids who were going through the same thing.
Lauren found out about Groop from the hospital, and it meant a lot to her at the time to realize that there were a lot of other people that were going through what she was going through.
Well, it really does help. I mean, like, over the internet, you're thinking, like, okay, I'm talking to someone I've never met in person, but, I mean, you can really, you can find people that really help you and, who understand you and are more in common with you.
I really didn't know much about it. She started chatting with people and then started talking about a girl named Simone.
I just finished my treatment and I got onto Groop and I saw that she'd just begun her treatment and she was my age, she was 14, and so I was like, okay, I'll just go ahead and email her, and I started emailing her and stuff. She was in her first month of chemo and we just started emailing like 2 times a day, 3 times a day, and we just kept emailing and we talked about a lot.
I felt confident that the site was monitored, and I felt like it was fine for her to have that as something that was her own, and I really didn't know a lot about it. I felt like I knew enough about it to feel comfortable with her participating, but I didn't know a lot about it, and I didn't really feel like I needed to, because it was her thing and she could say things that she needed to say and that she wouldn't necessarily say to me, and I think that's an important part of growing up.
It just kind of gives you like hope that you're not alone, and that there's other parents and other kids that are all just going through the same thing as you. Just someone you can just turn to when you have a question, or you just have something to talk about, or You just want to talk to someone who knows exactly what you're going through.
I don't think Simone would have gotten through her treatment without it. Emotionally, she needed to have and find others that were similar to her, who were going through what she was going through or had been through what she had been through, and talk openly about everything, about the pills, about the medical procedures, about what her body was doing and not doing, and getting confirmation for others that that happened to them.
Hi, sweetie. Hi. What'd you do? How was school?
It was good.
How was your test?
Sometimes I don't want to tell my friends everything because then rumors could start and then secrets are spread and then it's just easier to have someone that understands what I went through and understands that I went through something hard.
I think a big thing with Simone was in communicating with her friends and communicating with adults and doctors. It's like, you haven't gone through this. You don't know what I'm going through. How can you say you'll be okay? How can you say you'll feel better? You don't know. And so I think finding somebody who does know, who did go through it, who can say, well, this is what happened to me, was terrific for her. And it really meant an awful lot to her. And she did hook up with Lauren.
She was a symbol of hope for me. Like, I just started my treatment when she was just ending it. So it was like, okay, she was able to get through it, and so can I. I was always so happy to talk to her because she just made me feel like, okay, I can do this.
Simone was on one website before Group Loop where it seemed like kids were leaving notations that Simone felt that they were faking they had cancer, and coming up with ridiculous things that Simone felt that there's no way that somebody with cancer would say something like that. So with Group Loop, she knew these kids really have cancer, and that was very important.
If you need someone that has the same questions as you do, you can share it with each other. And at the same time, you guys can laugh. Like, you can say, oh, I ate like a pig when I was on prednisone, and then you guys can laugh about it. It's not sort of thing where you can do it with your normal friends, because your normal friends will be like, what, you eat like a pig when prednisone? What kind of weird thing is that? But if you say that to someone else, they would be, wow, yeah, I get it. You get it too. So it's something special that Group Loop shares.
Living with cancer is hard.
Now there's a place where you can talk with other teens.
People your age who know what you're going through.
Grouploop.org.
So get in the loop.